Evening, everybody. It's been a very interesting 24 hours. Last night we received really exciting news, and this morning confirmed by Jennifer West, who's the general manager of Meals on Wheels Cayman, that the money's raised thus far $413,000. That's a fantastic response, and puts us almost a third of the way to what is required to build this very necessary property for the kitchens and everything that goes with looking after our senior citizens in Cayman. So again, I'm absolutely grateful to everyone who has donated thus far, and of course will remain to be tremendously grateful for other people to come in and join in. We're on a charge now, so everybody come on, let's make it. This is a great Cayman effort. Let's get it going and keep it going and make it so it works for our senior citizens. So with that said, how did today go? And I'll pass you on to Tom, who will start off by enlightening you.
Well, I would say that today has been the toughest day so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been the wettest, it's been the coldest. I'd go as far as saying it's been the most stressfulest as well. You've got to understand that we're not navving this route, we're merely following red and white tabs. Which are a few of our between in some places, and we're just following the route. And at times on the GR, there's a 7, there's a 700, there's a 70, there's a 40. So
we're all crisscrossing each other, aren't we? And all of the Grand Rondone have this square of red and white. So unless you're extremely careful, and if all the conditions are also right, you can easily slip into the wrong Grand Rondone, and that it gives you a lot of problems during the day.
We came a cropper of that today, quite early on. We actually took up, I think it was GR46, and ended up 6k out off the route.
Well, by the time we realised and then managed through your navig, Tom, and in fair dues, we managed to click it round that it was another 6k before we even stopped for a break, that we had to make up in order to get back on the route, which we did.
So we managed to get the ski station, which was originally 6k in, or was it 7k? It was 7k. We were 12k in by the time we got to there. We were soaking wet. The rain was coming from all directions. It was doing its best to snow. As we got higher up, it was getting colder. We set off. We had a nice 10-15 minutes in the ski resort just to warm up and dry off if we could before we set off again. And we set off again on a GR without realising again we've picked up the wrong GR, it was difficult because the snow was falling. It was actually quite difficult to see some of the signs that the snow's landing on the posts. It was
above 4,000 feet by then, so the rain we had turned into very heavy snow, hadn't it? And the tracks that we were walking on were very thick with snow as well.
Covered.
Yeah. So
we picked up the GR7, didn't we? Picked up the GR7, got to a sign, and we were 2.4k away from the summit where we were meant to be. So we decided to head towards it, but the snow came in, almost a whiteout.
Yeah, so it was as close to a whiteout. I think I have been in a whiteout, and it was very close to it. You couldn't see your hand in front of your face. It was absolutely piling down, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And there was a mist as well that it integrated itself with the snow. And of course, when you then try to track across country, it wasn't a real trail, so we're trying to get along what we thought was like a trail, but there was a lot of sort of grassy tufts underneath the snow, so you'd sink in. And really and truly, after probably an hour or so of marching and looking, and still you think it might be easy to get to the summit, it is the highest place, how do you do that? But in the conditions, you couldn't see the summit, you couldn't see, as I say, not much more than a hand in front of your face. So eventually from a safety point of view, Tom and myself decided the only thing we could do was get off the mountain, and we headed south.
Headed south until we hit a road.
Yeah.
Just kept on going, didn't we? Just kept on going south.
It would have been really silly and dangerous to the point of risking life and limb to have stayed up there and wandered around. So the only thing to do is be sensible, and we came down. But as Tom says, we got on the D60 and then followed that all the way on the road. It was just, I mean, the countryside still looked beautiful. As we got a little bit lower, you could see more. It was forestry. And what did you call it, Tom? Lion, Witch in the Wardrobe.
That's it, yeah. Lion, the Witch in the Wardrobe, crossed with The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. And all we were missing really was the ice cream. Jeez, it was absolute. And of course, despite the fact we got waterproofs on, as everybody knows, water gets in and it will get there eventually. And it was cold and the rest of it.
We were soaked.
Yeah.
To the bone, absolutely.
And then the mist as well was still there. And then the lower we got, the snow had turned to driving rain. Wind was really hurting us too.
We knew if we hit the D20, the road was, into Finells, we knew we could pick up the GR70. And lo and behold, once we got into that village, we hit the Stevenson trail. And then it was only 7 clicks in to where we are now, Montbert.
Which was where our target was at the end of the day.
And now we're doing our absolute best to dry off, get our kit dried, ready for tomorrow. And the boots are the one. Boots are soaked. The clothing's doing okay. As Derek's Gore-Tex jacket drips all over the floor.
But anyway, we're all okay. So that's the main thing. And
31k tomorrow.
Yeah, and 30 today. So a lot. It was 9 kilometres further than we were supposed to have done, I think. So nearly almost 20 miles. So a bit longer and certainly quite rugged. But we're pleased that we made it. We're absolutely delighted with the scenery. That's huge boulders on the way from the past when it was a volcanic area. Absolutely unbelievable. They look like as though like the settlements are along the way. But so in that respect, we've seen property that's great. And with that, we'll sign off. So it's
good night from me. Good night from me.
All right, it's good night from him.
Take care.
Meals on Wheels takes great pride in advocating for the elderly across our communities. We provide daily meals to hundreds of homebound, disabled, and infirm seniors throughout the Cayman Islands all year. With your help, Meals on Wheels can create a permanent home, allowing us the opportunity to meet one of the greatest needs in the community, as well as provide a social space for our seniors to escape loneliness and isolation. Donate now at www.pledgeasenior.com and note Trek for MOW Home.